Welcome back, everybody. I am the Jimmer. This is the Propane 1 million RP King of the Hill Championship. This is going to be episode 47 featuring The Wedge by Macbeth. And the Wedge is going to be taking on our current third place king, the Adrastus by a Lemming. I'm not going to go through the usual kind of scope out the vehicle. It's just an update. So if you want to see more on the Wedge and how it works, go back. I believe I went all through this in episode 41. We go into a little bit more detail on the Wedge, how Macbeth put it together. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out that episode 41. In this one, we're just going to get right underway here. And no, you are not experiencing deja vu. These two craft actually, well, not these two specific craft, but two of these designs, different versions, based in our very last episode. So in episode 46, we had, oh, look at all those missiles. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Look at all those missiles. Oh, man. Wow. So, yeah, definitely the Wedge's missiles have most definitely improved. But anyway, in our last episode, we had the old version of the Wedge taking on the new version of the Adrastus. And then in this episode, we have the old version of the Adrastus taking on the new version of the Wedge. And it does look like this Wedge has been improved. Oh no, going up into space again. But looks like this time coming right back down. So nice. Looks like Macbeth is way out ahead of that problem and has already fixed it in this version. And once again, the Adrastus is getting very far away. Looks like the Wedge is fast enough to catch up and is intent in finishing its enemy here. Yeah, up by 1%, and looks to be bringing the pain here, coming straight for the Adrastus. Adrastus still kind of going sideways, kind of going away. And the Adrastus continues to move away here. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on that. Got about one more minute, and we'll call it out of bounds. I'm not sure. It wasn't doing that in previous episodes. It would occasionally go out to a pretty good distance, but it always turn around and come back. And now it just seems to just run away. So something got broken there in all of these little updates we've been getting. Something definitely to check out. Wedge also getting pretty high here. It's the altitude 460. Yeah, so that is very frustrating. This is going kind of like the last episode. I believe the Adrastus ran away before the Wedge went up into space, though. So yeah, and that it's still continuing to retreat. We're gonna go ahead and it's kind of a close call, but I'm gonna call this one in favor of the Wedge. Seemed to be bringing the fight, and just got kind of hung up in space when the Adrastus got really far away. So we'll call this first round for the Wedge, and get round 2 started right away. Oops. Alright, and here we go. Get the interface out of the way, get things sped up, and get battle number 2 underway here. Great missile barrage here. Looks like it's going to do some hurt to the Adrastus. The Adrastus coming right into these missiles, and oh yeah, look at all that EMP. Wow, glowing like a neon light there. That's definitely going to hurt the old electronic components. Yeah, you can see it looks like the turret is frozen. More than likely took some damage to its local weapon controller. But oh, look, it's back in action. So the Adrastus able to make the repairs. Let's get a damage report. Adrastus all the way down to 89, but the Wedge also 89. Looks like I missed the damage taken by the Wedge there. That's interesting that they both are right at 89%. Looks like the Wedge has made the turn and is coming back towards the Adrastus. Adrastus looks like it's turning, but it may be retreating again. Let's see. Looks like the Adrastus, yeah, the Adrastus is made the turn and is actually kind of coming back this way. See if the Wedge is able to get off another missile strike here. Ooh. Missiles are able to get so close, and then they run out of fuel just maybe 100 meters short. I'm impressed on how long those missiles are able to stay in flight. Very long flight time there. And the Wedge just really trying to hunt down this Adrastus here, coming right for it. Oh, able to get another EMP strike in there. I did see that blue glow that lets you know the EMP is working its magic. Wedge coming in right down behind the Adrastus here, able to close that gap. And here comes another missile strike. Looks like those missiles might have been launched in space. Not sure if they're going to be able to make the turn. Adrastus turning in towards the missiles now. I have not seen that cannon fire in a good long while. Looks like the EMP was able to damage the electronics on the Adrastus, and it's not able to return fire. We'll see if it's able to repair. I don't think it's going to be able to at this point. Needs to get some hits in and strip some resources off of its opponent. Ooh, looks like the Wedge may have stalled itself up in space. Yeah, it is definitely high here. Looks like it's falling down. I'll give it another minute here to see if it drops down. I believe our altitude limit is 300 meters. Yeah, it looks like it's still continuing to drop down. We'll just have to keep an eye on its altitude. I know that is a difficult thing to get just right in the stock AI, especially if you're rolling to turn. If you're turning for longer than you expect, you can end up gaining or losing a lot of altitude, even though your max altitude setting is within bounds. Looks like all these shots are now landing for the wedge here. And the wedge, unfortunately, I'm going to have to call this one also on a technicality, which I really don't like to do. Normally, I'd probably just let this go, but since I called the last round in favor of the wedge for the Adjustus going out of bounds, it's only fair that I call this round for the Adjustus as the wedge is going out of bounds here. So we will move to a third and final round. Did not have time slowed down there. It's better. Alright, and here we go. Get the interface off and get this third and final round underway. Let's see if we can get a decisive victory here. Really like to see one of these craft take out the other and not have to call it on boundary issues. Oh, Adjustus eating some shots. Looks like the wedge made it through mostly unscathed. Let's get a quick damage report. Yeah, Adjustus 98, wedge 100%. The Adjustus is once again running from battle. It's staying right there at about 2.7 kilometers away. So I'm going to go ahead and start that countdown now. And we'll see if it's able to return to battle. And it looks like the wedge has now gone out of bounds into space, but it is dropping back down, and it was inbound when the Adjustus went out of bounds here. So Adjustus got about 15 seconds to turn around and come back. Doesn't look like it's going to. Oh, it's going to be very close. Yeah, that's the timer right there. Just out of bounds. I'll let this go just another second. Yeah, no, and it's a retreating again, so it's definitely not going to make it back in bounds. All right, guys, kind of a anticlimactic battle. I don't like having to call fights on technicalities like this, but congratulations to Macbeth. The Wedge is the winner in this fight, and we'll move on to face the Sword of Light in its next battle. That'll be in our next episode. If you guys are enjoying these battles, go ahead and click on that next episode, and we'll have that battle.